Yep, there. Alrighty then. Hello everyone and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we've got another match of the Link to the Past, No Major Glitches League. We have Season 4, the Tower of Hera Division, Round 3 between Bydey and Doomtap. I'm Star and our two commentators today are Medium and Rob. How are you two doing?
Doing pretty good, thanks.
Yeah, doing well. Excited to get this Tower of Hera Division match underway here really shortly. Rob, how are you doing today, since we've got maybe a minute before our runners kick this thing off?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to this one. Should be a really good race. Tower of Hera division is the top division of the league this season, so two very strong runners here.
Yeah, I'll have a look at the bracket really quick while we're waiting for them to go. Bydey in round 1 was matched up against Jim, and Jim took that one. The first round matchup for Doomtap was some guy named Error. Yeah, that was Aries' game. So both of them went into week 2 0-1. They both won their week 2 matches, Bydey over Checkshuman and Doomtap over Relkin. And this is to see who's going to go 2-1. Looks like our countdown is underway in the race room, so we ought to see our runners get started on the screen here within the next handful of seconds to a minute, depending on how much lag there is on the restream side of things.
As is being hinted at by the file names here, Bydey was suffering from some mild food poisoning earlier, so hopefully his performance is not affected too much by that. Okay, we're underway. Alright, clearly I've been watching too much Casual Boots Randomizer recently because I was very confused by them not opening Link's house chest at first.
Why are we not opening the chest? Why are we not dashing through the bushes? Why are we not dashing now? Oh, well, this is NMG. It's going to be another 9 minutes probably before we get the boots, roughly speaking. So it is technically a randomizer ROM. You can see maybe some differences in one of the Link sprites. Bydey seems to be running out vanilla here. Bydey, of course, using an MSU pack, so we're getting some alternate music to go along with it. And although our runners don't have any items yet, we will see some quick swap action coming into play later.
Yep, quick swap here from the Rando ROM. Much less text to be mashed through, and then a couple of Rando exclusive glitches as well, which we'll be seeing later on.
We are, in fact, using the Rando minor glitches rule set for this, which is interesting. And so you're thinking, well, we'll have an easier time in Tower of Hera. We can Herabot. Well, problem. Our Dark World access and things are locked away behind Tower of Hera, so we're never going to have the hookshot for that. That's just not going to be a thing. So while it might otherwise be legal, we're not going to get to see that one today.
Maybe if one of them is really far ahead at the end of the game, they can mirror before GT and do it to flex.
That would be a pretty substantial time advantage, but that can be one of the dangers of NMG in a race setting. It's not, oh hey, I'm PB hunting and I had a rough Helmasaur fight and I'm having to walk back. Well, I'll just reset and we'll start the next attempt. Nope, this is a race. We're not going to give up, what would that be, 30 minutes? No, we can't really give up 30 minutes here. That would be a bit much. we seem to be talking about split seconds worth of difference at the moment. It really does feel like our runners, as expected of runners in the Tower of Hera top division here, are right on each other's heels.
Yeah, absolutely. That tends to be the case during Escape anyway, for like any two pretty good runners. You're not going to see a huge ton of variance there. The split is it's kind of very well practiced at this point. Nothing outrageously complicated, so yeah, a few seconds is usually the difference between top runners coming out of Escape.
Both of them into the dark there, just a hair before 4 minutes. On the commentary page, we do get the runners' personal streams pretty much in their entirety. We can see Bydey kind of bopping along to his Hyrule Castle music.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't seem to be feeling the effects of the food poisoning too badly right now. He seems to be having a pretty good time.
That was an interesting diagonal boomerang from Doomtap. I don't know that I've seen that one before personally, but then I run this only casually.
Yeah, it's new to me as well. I've seen a diagonal boom in the key art room only to like grab the key when it's right up in the top left corner. But yeah, that one was new.
And speaking of members of the Tower of Hera division of the NMG League, a raid from Airy, the party of 32. Welcome in, everybody. I assume since you're coming from Airy's stream that you know exactly what you're getting into here. Now, I guess one thing that should be said is, although we are generally using the rando glitch rule set, one thing that is still maintained for this to keep it a little closer to NMG is we're not allowing save and quits. So both runners going to be running to Eastern here, going to be running over to pick up the book later. We're going to have to make the full world traversal that you would normally expect of an NMG run.
Yeah, not entirely sure why the decision was made there to not allow save and quit in vanilla preset, but yeah, that was what was decided on. I personally wouldn't mind seeing save and quit be allowed, and then we can just kind of retire the NMG save and quit category, and just use this instead.
There are some advantages to this run, I feel. One, it's about 10 minutes faster. If you're someone like me and you're terrible at the menu, it may be as much as about 12 minutes faster. One thing that happens in the Rando ROM is, since both runners are using the same seed, they have the same boss RNG, inclusive of things like 0 blue balls for Aghanim and 0 additional Ganon warps. He'll still move from side to side, of course, but he's not going to do 4 or 5. It's always just going to be the one to move to the next position.
Yeah, it's an interesting quirk of playing on the rando ROM here is that obviously when you're doing PB attempts, you can just play on the same seed over and over again, so you can learn the boss RNG in advance and be ready for it. But for races, we do use a fresh ROM every time, so the RNG will be the same for both players, but it will be unknown to them.
So you will see them defaulting back to the idea of, we'll just hit Aga 1 toward the center of the room to try to minimize the warp distance, because we don't know where he's going next.
Looks like Bydey had a slightly cleaner big key damage boost there, but both players getting through it fine.
As someone who tends to wind up on the other side of those anti-fairies every time, I would take either one of those. I'd take it and run.
Oh, there is our first sighting of some quickswap action there. Both players menuing to the bow, and Doomtap already firing it. Taking out some bad Stalfos RNG.
Quite nearly frame for frame going into the Armos fight, exactly what you want to see in the early game.
Doomtap goes for Pincus Armos and catches up.
Saving the frames that needed to be saved. Both of our runners now get to get the boats. It's going to be a little after 10 minutes, but it's tough to complain about that. Some runners have been opting for the Saha rupees here and also picking up the bombs. One of those rando quality of life improvements is picking up the bombs out of a chest. Does not incur the bomb text box. But both of these runners choosing to go for their tried and true NMG strats, and we'll see some tree pulls for money later.
Looks like neither runner going for the unholy spin speed here. Ooh, Doomtap punished by the bonk.
Giving back just a little time to Bydey, and that has been the story through the first 11 minutes here, is one runner giving up a couple of frames here, the other one giving up a couple of frames there, and still we are leaving the screen within about half a second of each other.
Yeah, exactly. This is about as big a lead as anyone has had so far this race, and it's still just a matter of a couple dozen frames.
Now we are working our way towards the first boss, which has a definite chance to widen somebody's lead or cause a substantial overtake. These land moles, we don't know exactly what the pattern is going to look like. Both of these runners have to have practiced this fight thousands of times, tens of thousands of times. I expect to see good things, but sometimes the worm just doesn't cooperate, and when you don't know what's coming next, well, I get to wait and see.
Yeah, I think we did see our first instance of rando brain here. Bydey has been playing in the randomizer mentor tournament. He's a established NMG runner, but is new to the rando scene. And yeah, we saw a bit of a wide dash on the way to desert to scout the desert ledge item.
One of those things, if you're trying to perform the hundo route, you do want to remember that's there, since you need all of those pieces of art, but not what we're playing today, and I don't think he's actually going to be inclined to go pick that up. Doomtap having just a little trouble with the popos, but then gets the better cannonball RNG, so we have a lead change and then another lead change over the course of about a screen and a half.
Yeah, Bydey timed the dash back down in that room pretty much perfectly. He was just like clinking the 2 cannonballs on the way by. I think if he was a frame slower, he'd have been shot. Doomtap choosing not to grab the 5 rupee pot in here. It's kind of personal preference. Some runners will go for it if they have less than 9 to help build up the cash for pod and skip one of the tree rupees. But yeah, not going for it here. Bydey somehow has 32 rupees, got all kinds of drops, so hasn't got to worry about that one himself.
And Bydey also has an additional 5 arrows over Doomtap at the moment, and I'm not entirely sure where he got them.
Yeah, maybe he just got an extra drop in Eastern. Seems the most likely. Nice quick swap to bow from Bydey and Popo Genocide there. Yeah, and now he's got to the lamp successfully. You've got to remember if you do that quick swap that you're not quick swapping from where you thought you were to get to the lamp, but he successfully navigates that hurdle.
And everybody's back to bow just in time for the trio of worms. Bydey kind of missing the opener here a little bit.
Yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate short hop on the last cycle as well from Bydey. Hopefully, yeah, he can clean it up here at least.
That makes Doomtap our first runner out of the desert. Going to go ahead, take the Sandman Dash, run away. Bydey's going to go for the very slightly slower, but still entirely competitive walk to the far wall and then dash down strat. Looked like Doomtap got a little better pickle RNG there, was allowed to dash all the way to the bush pretty much. Bydey had to restart, but still, not bad, and he restarted properly. And now we call it Death Mountain for a reason. Here come all of these green rocks. There goes one of Doomtap's hearts.
This is the spin speed as well. That's always dangerous. Okay. Looks like we're through.
Seems to be fairly free and clear here now.
Okay, yeah, Bydey took a hit as well, but did get the spin speed set up in time, so... Again, just 1 heart down, and we'll gain a little bit of time here.
Interesting, the Dead Rock saying no to Doomtap there, but even though he clearly walked off of it, did not take an additional heart of damage.
Yeah, Dead Rocks have some very weird physics. Missed the boom. from Doomtap there. Looks like Bydey's just going for the normal strat here, even though he is on boom. Yeah, looks like Doomtap has gone for and got the boom dash to get behind these pegs here. Bydey's just going to go for the normal strat. We'll see if Bydey goes for the diagonal boomerang to hit the switch in the next room, though. The preemptive quick swap to lamp makes me think that that is not the case. Doomtap having a kind of rough Beatles room.
Yeah, the idea is to kill that second beetle with the pot, and instead he got the switch with it, and yeah, then you have to go to the backup strat because all of a sudden that beetle's not gone. Both runners with plenty of health for their bomb jump here.
Yep, neither of them going for the early bomb jump. Playing it nice and safe.
And here we have another of these early equalizer bosses. Now you expect less bad things to happen on Moldorm since there's only one of it, but sometimes it just doesn't cooperate and then it knocks you into the pit and all bets are off.
Yeah, like all the bosses, the Moldorm RNG would be seeded, but because you're not hitting Moldorm at consistent times, it's the fights are going to diverge pretty quickly.
I don't know how much that dash into the pendant was swag on Bydey's part and how much it was save time. I guess he moved at least 4 tiles there, so that probably worked out for him, right?
Probably was slightly better. Maybe the walk would have been faster if you'd very aggressively tried to diagonal over the pit, but don't want to risk falling down the middle hole after you've already killed Moldorm. Alright, Doomtap missing out on the arrow drop from the miscellaneous prize pack there. The bird unfortunately dropped it for him, but not a big deal. His arrow situation is alright. Having a better Lambo fight than Bydey has helped him actually get ahead in that front.
Master Sword 2205 for Doomtap, Master Sword 2208 for Bydey, so 3 seconds after 22 minutes.
Wow, another bush bonk from Doomtap, second of the run, just finding the perfect pixel every time. What a gamer.
See a little bit of difference in strategy in the foyer of the castle there, with Doomtap dashing right up the middle and then turning left, and Bydey snaking left around the torches first. I assume that Doomtap's strat is faster, but I don't know that for sure, and it probably depends on guard RNG.
Yeah, exactly. Bydey's is the safe strat. It's only a handful of frames, like maybe 5 or 6 frames slower, and it really can't go wrong. Bydey having a bit of a rough spearcast room there, and also misfiring an arrow too, so got a little bit more work to do on that front as well. Doomtap getting frame ruled by the guard in that room.
Interesting that Doomtap kept the sword out there for walking left. I don't know that it changes much of anything.
Yeah, I've not seen that one before. I mean, they look deliberate.
I do think that this is one of the nice things of vanilla preset versus full up NMG is you don't have to worry about a close race being totally ruined by arbitrary AGA RNG. Because in real NMG, you can have a really close race going in there, and then one runner can get 1 blue ball and the other one gets 7, and all of a sudden what was separated by a second or two is now just gobs of time in the other direction for something that was completely outside the runner's control. That may just be a personal preference, though.
Alright, anyway, we're into the Dark World now. The game takes a bit of a difficulty spike at this point. Some kind of tough splits coming up here.
All of a sudden, most things that hit you are going to do at least crab damage, if not more. Somehow those crabs in the Light World basically do regular Dark World enemy damage. And yeah, we have Helmasaur King coming up, who can be a bit of a run-ender in PB hunting. And then you get to go do Thieves Town, which may be a little easier than... Yeah, after that, you get to the point where pretty much all of the bosses have a chance to really put a crimp in your run. Nice bomb tosses there by both runners. It looked like Doomtap's was maybe a little cleaner.
Alright, coming up on the hammer jump here. Yeah, I expect we'll be still seeing some menu buffering here. I don't think anyone has fully perfected the bufferless hammer jump strat to account for having access to quick swap, but we'll see what we can do here. Yep, still used 2 menus there. Didn't even bother to actually change to the mirror, of course, because there's no point spending the time doing that when you can still quick swap to it. And Bydey with the boomerang on that heart. Another nice piece of quick swap tech. Right, getting back to full health there is actually going to save Bydey a meaningful amount of time, skipping the heart pots in this room that we're going to see from Doomtap. Go for the hammer dash too. Oh yeah. Alright, very welcome 10 arrow drop from Bydey there. Both runners are in a pretty solid spot now with arrows.
Yeah, given that he was about to be out after that arrow otherwise, it's kind of nice to have. Doomtap taking care of the turtles. Sometimes the RNG in that room will just say no a little bit, but it looks like this particular pattern is reasonably easy. And we'll see what we get out of the Helmswar King. We're going to get at least 1 fireball, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, we got a nice up and down movement to start the fight, but then we got a side to side and a fireball. Looks like after that it's been okay though.
Bydey giving a little bit of a wavy hand after the fight. He says, that was okay, I guess. I'll take it since it's a race. Right, we're about to see another one of the quirks of the randomizer ROM here. The flute flies differently when you dig it up. Got to account for that. Walk over to the tree and grab it there. And as a total rando main, that is one that had never really occurred to me, even having launched a decent amount of NMG in my time, until somebody pointed it out on one of these commentaries. And then the next time I was watching, probably Airy, but maybe it was Bydey or Doomtap, run the real vanilla game, I looked at the flute and I'm like, what? But you only moved a tile, what happened? We do still have a couple of dungeons left before we might start seeing divergence. I'm not sure which of these runners may choose the early swamp route versus the early mire route, but early ice tends to be pretty much out these days, it feels like, for the vanilla preset run.
Yeah, Icebreaker just saves so much that you really want to have the King of Samaria quite badly.
Doomtap got the spark damage rather than the Zazak damage. You can tell it because he's only down 1 heart instead of 2.
Yeah, despite appearances, he is not on blue mail here. Looks like Doomtap was a frame late on Hellway Dash there. Got cleanly through. The RNG's good. Oh, Bydey's in the same spot. Ooh, just squeeze past that anti-fairy there with the redash. Really nice.
It did at least get the dash through the door, so he did get to save a couple more frames that way. And our runners have just a little bit of a high five here up in the attic of Thieves Town. Oh, that was a nice free arrow drop that Bydey just got off of that Zazak.
Yeah, after being in a rough spot with arrows early in the run, Bydey's absolutely loaded now. If he grabs the pretty quick pot on the way out of the Thieves' Basement here, he's going to be on 20 arrows.
That pot that Doomtap just grabbed, bringing him up to 12.
Of course, the number of arrows you want to be at this point does vary a little bit depending on which route you take, so we'll see what's going on here. If you do the super early Mire, you obviously want to make sure you've got plenty of arrows for the Vitreous fight, but both runners are set up fine for that already.
Line down for Doomtap with just the corner of the dress there hanging out in the light, so nicely done. I think the only way to get it further off to the left is to have sword beams, and Doomtap was down a heart. There may be a way to do it without that. Runners of this caliber may know what that is. I certainly wouldn't. Rando quality of life changes. You can skip deadlift day on your way to turning in the smith.
Yep, I'm going to do an extra stream transition here. We can just pop in and out. Tempest Sword's already ready to go. Alright, here we go. How many fence dashes? Oh, there's one. Why he didn't go for it? What a coward. Alright, 1 out of 1 on fence dashes today. Bydey also going for the muffin stash.
Sometimes you just have to show off all the tech, right? Even the ones that don't actually save time. Oh, those Gibdos are not playing nice with Bydey at all.
This is really rough.
1 heart, and now the hand is coming down.
Alright. Alright, we are going for the mirror here. I was wondering if we might see a death warp there to get some health back. We also might see an attempt at hovering the bomb jump here. We'll see what's going on. Okay, that's no good. Okay, Bydey now has got enough hearts for the bomb jump, though.
Yeah, I think he was cutting down bushes in hopes of finding that heart or the fairy, and then found the guard instead.
Yeah, that would have been pretty costly if he'd gotten killed on the overworld there. Get spat back out of the pyramid.
Bydey's mowing the lawn a little bit there, hoping that the fairy will come out, not being rewarded. And Doomtap is already through the torches.
Yeah, the lead is actually opening up a little bit now. And Bydey's going to have a really challenging back of skull here as well. On 1.5 hearts. Pretty favourable Moth RNG today. Doomtap getting basically the perfect fight. 0 spikes moved.
Yep, on the commentary end, we can see his personal timer, which looks like he just saved gobs and gobs of time. He gained, what, 8 seconds back?
Okay, Bydey, you're terrifying me. Is he going to try and... Oh no, I thought he might have been trying to kill the mini helmet sword there, hoping for the heart, for the fairy drop. Okay.
1 spike, but no damage taken. A moth fight that Bydey can walk away from. We do have Doomtap up on the mountain now, has managed not to get hit this time, which is good, since going to the mountain right here tells me, along with the splits of his that we can see now, that he's going to Misery Mire next, and, well, you would kind of like to hold on to beams for that Mire 2 room.
Yep. According to Bydey's splits, we are going to be seeing him up the mountain as well, but he will be going to Swamp here. He's just going to go grab the Ether Medallion right now. So it's a kind of a long swamp split for Bydey. I think Bydey might do the long swamp in regular NMG as well. Obviously you would do ice first, but I think he does ether in the swamp split too.
It is a safer way to go about things, since Swamp is one of those dungeons where you're a little less likely to need the full hit points. So, just going ahead and going up the mountain then, if you happen to take a couple of green rocks to the head, well, being down a couple of hearts in Swamp is not necessarily the end of the world. The missing beams for Mire 2 is a little more costly, I would think.
Yeah, so the main reason for the divergence here, doing Maya first gives you the Cane of Samaria before Swamp, which can allow you to do a slightly faster and not taking damage version of Diver Down. But then the advantage to Swamp first is that you get the hook shot, which saves time in a few spots, including the first room of Misery Mire. Getting over that gap, it's slightly faster to hook than Bonk. We'll see that from Bydey in a split's time.
Nice quick fish there from Bydey. Doomtap just waiting out a cutscene. It's one of those cutscenes that you have to wait out, so there's nothing for it but to go ahead and kind of de-stress for 10 or 15 seconds.
Yeah, Rando hasn't succumbed to quick walls yet. We still get a little bit of a break.
Unlike Quick Swap, I feel like Quick Walls is probably not something that's really going to mainstream within Rando. Just because, unlike Quick Swap, it's not really something that's going to alter your gameplay choices, necessarily.
Alright, Doomtap having a bit of a mishap in the switch room there, but does successfully preserve Spooky by the looks of things.
And seems to still be fine on the health for this Vitreous fight upcoming.
Yeah, not too bad. One of the real dangers of the very early Maya that we're seeing here is that health is kind of low here. Obviously, the good Vitreous strats involve taking substantial amounts of deliberate damage, so we're going to see Doomtap finishing on maybe on half a heart here. Okay, looks like it's going to be 1.5. Good fight.
Yeah, a full heart and a half. Nicely done. Now we'll see Doomtap go do some more of that shopping that Bydey has already done. Both of them, of course, have Ether, but now Doomtap needs to go grab the Quake Medallion and the Flippers, because, well, without the Flippers, we've got some waterlogged dungeons that are eventually not going to be completable. Now, you could fake Flipper into ice if you really wanted to, but if you're already going to be up there getting Quake anyway, now really is the time to go get the other thing as well.
Looks like Doomtap was successful with the quick fish there.
I do see this discussion of tactical mirrors in chat, and we've seen at least one, maybe two tactical mirrors already this tournament. So, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, with quickswap it's just even more dangerous as well. It's so easy while just spamming away to shoot your arrows. If you just put in your L input a bit too soon, you might find yourself back in the entrance.
And there certainly aren't good places for that, but Vitreous is a particularly punishing place for that.
Yeah, surely Bydey has never accidentally mirrored in a dungeon before.
Oh, he's well on his way to becoming a rando main. He'll do it eventually. Get into some silly swordless Argus situation where you have silver arrows, but yeah, you don't really want to get into the menu, so you quick swap to hookshot and you quick swap back to the silver arrows, and well, you go one too far, and the next thing you know, you're back at the start of the dungeon, and then you cry.
Okay, Bydey just missing out on the zero cycle there. Nice quick one though. Doomtap's already given us the icebreaker hit.
And Bydey is off to Mire.
Oh yeah, Doomtap is in fact gonna slightly botched the route here. Is gonna end up beating Ice Palace with a small key in hand. Not a big deal. But yeah, he went and hit the switch to skip the big key and still grabs both of the keys.
I did wonder about that. I hadn't paid enough attention to his early route through ice to know whether he had left the big key behind by mistake or if he had picked the second small key up by mistake, so I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, leaving the big key behind by mistake would be pretty bad, assuming that you hadn't hit the switch. If you were expecting to get the big key and didn't, then you're going to have a bad time. I think Bydey's movement on the Maya lobby screen there was slightly too clean, because he delayed to try and dodge the fireball and got hit by it, which means that if he'd gone first time, he might have actually beaten it.
And now he's taking bonus damage from that red bar that he managed to split up and then try to stand on top of while refilling his magic.
Yep. Definitely a good thing that Bydey is in here with an extra heart compared to Doomtap.
All of these water striders seem to be really cooperative for Doomtap right now. The ones he wants to be in his way are in his way, the ones he wants to be out of his way are well out of his way.
Alright, 5 hearts for Bydey heading into the back of Maya here. Yeah, grabs the one from the pot there. We'll see how he chooses to play the basement. Alright, yeah, delayed slightly to see what the drop was there and got the heart. I feel like you end up on the heart drop in that price pack for that guy just so often. It's so strange that it feels like, you get the bombs and arrows that you're looking for at seemingly random times in the run, but that guy just has the heart almost every time.
That was a really interesting alternate Spooky 3 there, where he shot the bottom of that statue while moving up. Very strange.
Yeah, I have seen that one before, the walk up the middle of the room. I'm not entirely sure on the timing for it, but it's certainly fine. Okay, this is dangerous.
Alright, with that, Bydey still needs to go to Ice Palace. He's also going to pick up the Ice Rod in this split. And Doomtap has half a swamp, and then he needs to go get the Ice Rod as well. So our runners should be converging back at Turtle Rock here in, what, 4-ish minutes?
Yeah, it looks like Doomtap is still going to have maintained a bit of a lead. He's only got the back of Swamp to do here versus Bydey doing the entirety of Ice Palace, but Ice is a pretty quick dungeon, at least.
I wonder if that was an intentional manipulation of the enemies, or if that was just a split second of regular NMG muscle memory from Doomtap there, where he turned left for just a moment as though he was going to go push the statue.
Oh, Doomtap dropping his sword here. Probably not going to be able to get the zero cycle. Good attempt at the backup, but yeah, not quite quick enough.
Does get the second phase in one go, which is something that Bydey missed. I'm not sure if he lost his fire rod shot or just managed to release his spin beforehand, but so it is a little time saved in phase 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Bydey actually went for the fire rod strat in phase 2, but I don't know. With quick swap, it seems pretty free to try. So it looks like over the course of these Divergent dungeons, Bydey has done quite a bit of catching up. He's going to be basically just behind by the Cold Stare fight at this point. And a pretty good Cold Stare fight it was too.
It was, and Doomtap manages to navigate the drive-through. None the worse for the wear, at least in the health department.
Bydey down to 0 bombs here. I wonder if he's gonna go for the strat in the Turtle Rock room where you the room where you hook shot onto the torch. There's if you have 0 bombs there, it's a really quick swap. You can try and get the hook to the same spot that we do in regular NMG, but with quick swap. Yeah, it's kind of tough to do with bombs in your inventory, but with 0, it could be a thing. Yeah, Doomtap is showing us the conventional NMG strat there for the room I was talking about, using the menu.
Yeah, I don't know if I had thought about having 0 bombs, making that maybe more quick swap viable.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of players will just quick swap anyway and hook the torch from below, go a little bit slower. I think, like, compared to the menu, I think it's almost the same time anyway, maybe a touch slower to do the quick swap from below, but yeah. It is only one move to go from... yeah, you have to only go through the... Hang on, yeah, it's only one move if you have 0 bombs. Let's see if Bydey goes for it. No. Oh, he had a bomb anyway. Oh, he got the bomb by the entrance. Okay, so I guess Bydey wasn't planning on going for that. He just roots in the bomb by the TR entrance.
That was a really clean pokey room from Doomtap. I would love to steal that, except I have no idea how he did it.
Yeah, like a well-executed bottom left pokey is always a nice thing to watch. Because the bottom left RNG is the fastest if you do it well, but it's also substantially more dangerous than any of the other RNGs. By just getting the top left there. Unfortunately not able to grab the magic, but does have full hearts right now. If he can maintain that Crystal Roller, it shouldn't be a big deal.
Now, there are arrows pretty much all over Ganon's tower, but I am looking at that count of 4 on Doomtap's side compared to the 18 that Bydey has, and I begin to wonder.
Yeah, I think being a little low on arrows here is deliberate from Doomtap. He'll be going for Mike arrows. So you get a free 5-pot in GT, and then he'll get the chest before almost 2, and that should put him on 19, which is just enough.
Bydey did not get the knockoff of that hard hat beetle, so then got sent into the pit, and you kind of get the long, slow screen traversal back up, rather than getting to dash out of the room. Meanwhile, Doomtap has Trinex down. Just kind of blink and you miss it. Trinex is over. And judging by Doomtap's health, it looks like he hugged a Lionel there somewhere.
Yeah, it would seem so. Not ideal. Going into GT with a 4-heart handicap is a little rough.
And if you think you'd seen enough quick swap before, well, GT is where it really shines. There are a lot of rooms where you kind of want to be on item A and then on item B. We've been to Hammer, we've been to Hookshot, we've been to Blue Boom. We're still on Blue Boom, we'll be back to Hookshot here in just a second. There we go.
Yeah, the back and forth between Boomerang and Hookshot in those rooms is really nice. Alright, here comes Mike Arrows from Doomtap. Nicely done.
That strat looks impossible to me.
Yeah, in regular NMG you can kind of use the menu to the bow to help you open the chest cleanly, but not even an option here with Quickswap. I mean, yes, it's an option, but it would be losing time.
And now the rooms affectionately known as the Gauntlet. Doomtap is once again out of sticks.
Yeah, he's also a little low on hearts here. Should be fine, but does need to play well. Nice Lambo too from Doomtap there. The second worm really tried to get back in the ground too quickly, but Doomtap was equal to the challenge.
Bydey with a handful of extra arrows gets to use one there in Gauntlet 1. Can conceivably use one to try and negate some RNG in Gauntlet 4, but meanwhile he's just going to get shot by some BMOs on Gauntlet 3, and such is life.
Yeah, Zazek just completely gave him the runaround there. So Bydey's going for the Samaria strat for Lambo 2 here, and gets it.
Not only does he seem to like that strat, he seems to get it more often than he misses it. Oh, now we're just showing off. We're gonna do bow wizrobes.
Yeah, I guess Bydey's setting up for skipping the big magic. Alright, what's that? Aghanim 2 RNG, like, basically impossible to get the triple with that first pattern.
That second pattern, if anything, may have been even worse.
Easy cleanup for the 4 cycle.
And that will make Doomtap the first of our 2 runners to drop in on Ganon.
Doomtap going for and getting the downward facing Ganon. Okay, getting clipped by a firebat there. Let's be careful.
Bydey cleans up his Agatu fight.
Alright, Doomtap hits his torch glitch. That's step 1. Just needs to avoid taking any more damage. There we go. All of a sudden, Bydey is also down to half a heart. And didn't get the one-on-one.
No, I think he lost one of his spins while he was on the bottom wall, and then he got hit by a firebat, and then nonsense happened. But yeah, GG to Doomtap, who is going to take this, is going to end his run in this particular NMG League, Season 4, the vanilla preset version, at a 2-1 record.
Yep, getting a winning record in the top division of the league is no mean feat.
Yeah, both runners, a heart, half a heart, doesn't matter. Even in the face of imminent fire bats, just go ahead and do your spins in phase 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Done 1,000 times before. Easy game.
Shout out to Sankheart, I guess, given that both runners would have died to Ganon without it.
It's a safety, and in this it doesn't even have a text box attached, so it's really convenient to pick up.
Alright, looks like we're joined by both of our runners here. GG both.
GG's.
Hello.
Hello. Hey. Oop.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
Oh, okay. GG Doom.
GG's.
How was it for you?
Not that great. Most of it was mediocre. I don't know. I felt like I couldn't focus. It was the kind of thing where the NMG league's almost over, and I got the PB that I wanted, and I hadn't done any runs for a bunch of days, and it was all just average. That's how I felt about it.
I can pretty much agree with that. Yeah. I just I haven't played myself either. I've been on holidays and got family over. I literally haven't touched it, but I don't know. I had a lot of fun that run. You should rewatch my Skullwoods. You will have a laugh at that.
I watched. I had the restream open, and I was watching it.
Yeah, when that bush guard came out, I just lost my mind.
Yeah, that was probably the sketchiest Skullwoods survival of all time, probably. I think I was down to half a heart on 3 different occasions and didn't die. So, yeah, you know what? The light world was actually not bad until I hit Lamo. Then I got a phantom input when I was setting up for Lamo, and I completely lost it in my mind. And then everything else, like I said, like you, was mediocre. I burned a ton of time in Skull and made some mistakes pretty much all through the Dark World. And endgame was okay. I missed the 1-on-1 on Ganon because I'm silly, but yeah, I had a ton of fun. So...
I forgot where to go in Ice Palace. I forgot which route to take, and I started doing both, and then I figured it out halfway through, so that wasn't too bad. But I was plus 16 over gold. My total rock was good, except that I walked into the pit in torches, but the rest was good. And GT was fine until I got upstairs, and then it wasn't.
I golded TR, which was good.
Oh, that's good.
I golded Eastern. Apart from that, it was all pretty much. But yeah, I don't think I was gonna beat you anyways. I'd have to be. I'd basically would have had to PB to beat you. So, and like I said, I think you and I probably played just as much as each other, to be honest. So.
Well, I've been playing Rando a lot. There's 2 different tournaments coming up for that I'm in, but that doesn't help me here. Getting grout.
I'm exactly the same as you. I think we're almost in the same boat. I think I went the wrong way once, or did a few. I took the wrong line up the what do you call it, the desert, and I checked the pyramid ledge.
Yes, we noticed that one.
Yeah, I was
And-
wondering because I was behind at that point, and then I looked at when we were praying. I looked at the restream, and we were tied again. And I was like, where could you lose that much time in those two screens?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you just gotta scout Desert Ledge. It might be something important. Maybe a sword's there, huh?
Well, not the seed.
Yeah.
Not this seed.
Yeah,
And Doomtap, I think it was in Swamp. There was kind of a split-second hesitation to go left towards the statue rather than the Diverdan area. And I wondered at the time whether it was something you had read in the enemy RNG or if it was just your normal NMG muscle memory taking over for a split second.
Oh, I do that on purpose. I move to the left a little bit so the shooter on the right doesn't hit me because I don't know how to do it properly.
All right,
That's
well,
just
question
the thing I
answered.
do. Instead of trying to dash turn and grabbing the wall, I just face left first.
Oh, one thing I will say about this run is I got the optimal pod route with the boom hammer on hammer jump. I was so impressed with that.
Yeah, the chat was losing it over that.
Other than that, yeah, that was the one good thing that happened. And then I screwed Helm up because I cannot spin speed to save my life. But at least this time I actually checked if I hadn't. I just didn't walk into him like a moron. Yeah, GG's Doom. I think is that league over for now for us.
For us, yeah. I'm more excited for the two in the winner bracket matches. Everybody that hasn't lost yet.
Yeah,
Though they should be pretty competitive, I hope.
Well, I always hope for a good final, so yeah, thanks Doom for kicking my ass again, and thanks for restreaming and all that stuff. So hopefully I'll maybe see you in the Rando tournament and we'll get to face off there.
We'll see if I can make it that far.
Yeah, thanks to both of you for putting on a great show. Rob, I had a lot of fun, and it looks like we're probably about ready, unless anybody's got some final comments, to turn this thing back over to Star for some ZSR programming notes.
No.
Nope.
No comments. All right, Star, all yours.
Alright then, GG's Bydey and Doomtap. Wow, great. Good race between you two. It was great to watch. And GG's on this season of the league. Please do give both of our runners a follow, Bydey and Doomtap, as well as our two commentators, me and DM and Rob J. Beasley. Thank you both so much. Let's see, talking about on the schedule. We do have more races coming up for varying different tournaments. A lot of ALttP and some other things besides. We have later tonight, if we find a race stream, we'll have it 9 p.m. Eastern in about 2.5 hours. Here on this channel, we'll have another NMG match from this division between Welkin and Chexhuman. Tomorrow we've got a match for the ALttP Randomizer ADK Sanity Tournament 2023 Brackets Round 2 between Structural Mike and Mr. Ed. It's their Game 1. We've also got the brackets of the Zelda 2 Randomizer Upstarts Tournament and the Link to the Past Randomizer Cross Keys Tournament coming up as well here in the with varying matches in the next few weeks, as well as the qualifiers are starting up this weekend for the Bros Mask Randomizer and Moonlight Randomizer main tournaments this weekend. In the meantime, though, that is going to be it here for us. We're going to go over and raid Cookslot. He is doing some regular NMG, not vanilla preset here. Currently in desert, so let's wish him luck with that. Thank you for watching all, and we will see you next time.